In this video, I'm going to show you how to design a Shopify store. If you have never built or designed a Shopify store before, then the process can seem complicated. My goal of this video is to make it easy for you to follow step by step. I will walk you through the entire process, from choosing a theme, to customizing your pages, to adding products, and setting up your navigation. By the end, you will have a fully functional and professional looking Shopify store. I will list out all the steps that we are going to cover in the description below. So if you're looking for a specific part, you can also jump ahead. So without further ado, let's get right into the tutorial. So the first step is to sign up for access for Shopify. If you go to the link I listed below in the description, you'll be able to get a free trial plus 3 months of Shopify for only $1 a month, which is the current best deal. So all you gotta do is to just enter your email, click on start for free, create your password, click on create Shopify account. And then here, I would recommend you to complete the billing information so that you can lock in the best rate. And if anything changes, you can cancel anytime. And next we are going to select our plan. If you're brand new, I would just recommend you to go with the basic, and you can always upgrade as you grow. So let's click on try basic. When you're done, just click on save business address. And on this screen, let's click on an online store, click next. New business or idea, click next. And for this, I'll just say I'll decide later, click next. And then you'll be taken to the Shopify dashboard. The next step is we are going to choose a theme. So let's come to the online store here on the left hand side, click on this. And then you'll see the current theme. It is currently Horizon, and we could certainly use that one. So let's click on customize. So this is where you can customize the look of your store. And don't be overwhelmed, I will walk you through each section. On the left hand side, you will see a sections tab and also the theme settings tab. So these two are the two sections that we'll be using the most. So let's click on the theme settings. And then you'll see all the different categories of the website that you're able to edit and customize. So first, let's go to the first one, logo and favicon. So this is where you can upload your logo. And if you need to design a logo, I would recommend you to just go to Canva. So this is a Canva website, and I already have a logo already designed. Now, if you need to design your own logo, once you're here, you can go to design and you can select any one of these templates. So designing a logo is really easy. So let's click on this one as an example. Click on add new page. And then you'll be able to customize your logo. So creating a logo is super easy with Canva. And once you have your logo, you can save this. Click on download. I like to go with transparent background and just click on download. And here we have a logo. So let's go back to Shopify, and under default logo, let's click on select, upload image, and upload this logo. Click on done. And then you'll see your logo over here. And as you can see, it's very small. So what you can do is to click on edit image here. And what we want to do is to crop it. So we are going to click on crop and transform. And just crop this. I would click on freeform. And I would just crop it like this. And then click on apply. Click on save. And let's click on exit. And then you'll see that our logo has become larger. So to further adjust the size, you can just click on this, and then you'll be able to adjust the desktop height and also the mobile height. Keep in mind that you want to have your design looks good on mobile because most people are going to be on the phones. So you can toggle to mobile view here, and you can go back to desktop view right next to it. Right, so I will make sure that both formats looks good in terms of the design. So let's look at mobile. I would say this could be a little bit bigger. So let's change this to 32 pixel. Let's click on save. And to let you know, I have come up with this checklist that you could use to help you stay on track and organized when you are designing your website. And I will link this file down below in the description. And if you want to edit this file or be able to check things off, very simple, just come up to File, click on Make a Copy, and then you'll be able to edit that copy of the file. Next, let's come back to Theme Settings, and let's work on our Favicon. So let's go to this website, favicon.io, and this is where we can generate the favicon. So for our favicon, this is the icon that I'm going to use. So let's come up here, download this image, transparent background, click on download, and let's come back to this website and let's click on image. So we can drag and drop our file here, select the favicon one, and click on download. Let's come back to Shopify, and under favicon, click on select and add files, and let's click on the 32 by 32 one. Click on done. And to preview this, we can just go here to view your online store. And then you can see the favicon is this little small icon here. The next step is we are going to select your brand color. So what I recommend you to do is to get familiar with the psychology of color in marketing and branding. So as you can see here, different color can give off different vibes. So for the color yellow, for example, that projects optimism, clarity, and warmth. And blue is trust, dependable, and strength. So depending on what you want your brand to project, those would be the colors that I will consider. And then if you want to generate different color palettes, this is the tool that you can use. It's called coolest.co, and I'll also list it in the description. So let's click on Start Generator. So how this works is that you can just click on the spacebar, and then you'll be able to generate the different color palettes. So it's a really cool tool in terms of just getting ideas for different color palettes. And let's say if you want to generate 3 colors instead of 5, you can just eliminate one and then eliminate another one. And then you'll get just 3 columns of colors. So next step, let's come back to the theme settings and let's go to colors. So this is where you can set different color schemes. So as you can see here, there's 5 different schemes now, and it just makes it easier when you want to apply the same colors into different sections throughout your store. So when you click on one, you'll see the details of the colors of the different sections. And you can always adjust this. So we'll just leave it default for now, and we can always add or adjust the different color schemes anytime we want. So next, let's come to typography. Click on this. So this is where you can change the fonts, the body text, the headings, and the accent text. So here we already have the default text that we are looking at. So we'll also leave that for now. And again, you can always come back to change it to any type of text that you want. So next, let's come back to sections here and click on announcement bar. So we are going to edit the announcement bar. So let's click on this, and then you can change the text here. So let's put free 2-day FedEx shipping on orders over $50. And I think I want this text to be a little bit bigger. So let's come to size and let's go with 14 pixel and make sure it looks good on mobile. For letter spacing, maybe loose will look better. Uppercase for the text. And I actually want to make this a different color. So let's click on save. Let's select scheme 5. So that way we have the black background and white text. I think that just looks better. So let's click on save. Okay, so that looks really good. Make sure the desktop looks good as well. So next, let's come to header. And if you want to, let's say, move the logo to the middle, you can just come to logo, and under position, you can just click on center. And then you'll see the logo will be moved to the center. I think that looks a little bit better, so we'll do that. And let's click on save. Next, we are going to click on header, and we are going to change this banner image. So just click on this, and then you can change the image on the right hand side. Click on select, add file, and just select the image. So I already have an image that I'm going to use. So this is the image, and the place that I find images is with Envato. This is the website, and you can just come to photos, and this is where I find all the royalty-free images. So when you have your image, just click on it and click on open, and then click done. And we have the image uploaded. So you want to make sure again that it looks good on mobile. So yeah, they both looks good. And if you want to change the words here, we can just click on this. And let's go with transform your skin naturally. And I want this to be moved to the left align. So let's click fill. Alignment is on left. I think that looks a little bit better. And for typography, let's do heading 3. So it's just a bit smaller, so it doesn't cover the person's face. And for the button, we can click on this. And let's write shop now. And let's hit save. And let's say you want to make this button with a certain color. You can just click on the heading section right here. And we are looking at scheme 6. So let's go to theme settings, go to scheme 6, and we can scroll down where it says secondary button. We can click on this and change the background color. So let's go with this green. And let's change the border to a darker color, maybe the same green. I think that looks better. And let's click on save. And let's click on the heading section here. Click on this. And let's come down here. So with the aligned text, let's move this to left, because I think the left hand side looks a little bit better. So on the desktop view, I think this text could be moved a little bit higher. So what we can do is just come here, hover over this area, and click on the plus sign. And then we can select text. So here we can add a little bit text here. So let's go with embrace the power of nature's ingredients for radiant results. So let's go with this text. So something like that I think will look really good on both mobile and desktop. So for the size of this text, I think it could be bigger on desktop. So if you want to adjust this, let's save this. And let's come back to the theme settings. Go to typography. And under paragraph, under size, we can select 16 pixel. And there we have a bigger text. And let's check mobile. So I think that looks good. So let's click on save. So now that we changed the color of the button, and when we hover over it, we see it becomes transparent. So to change this, we can just come here to theme settings, come back to colors, go back to the scheme, and for the secondary color, hover background. So we can just select the same green. So then when you see that, when you hover over it, it doesn't change the color. Let's hit save. So now we have the logo, the announcement bar, the header image, the text, and also the button all done. So next we are going to work on this collection. So we can click on this collection title. So what we're going to do is come back to the main dashboard, and let's go to products. And under products, we can click on collections. Let's click on add collection. And let's name this best sellers. Click on save. And as you can see, we don't have any products yet, so we cannot add any products to this collection. But in a few minutes, I'll show you how to add the products once we have a product in our store. So let's come back to the editor. So this is the title of the collection. So when you see this icon here, it means that it's a dynamic title. So that just means that it depends on what collection you connect it to, and that will reflect on the name. It's actually very simple. We can just keep it as is. It may seem complicated, but it's actually not. So I'll show you how this works. So you can click on this feature collection, right, this area, and under collection, we can click on this drop down, click on replace, and let's select bestsellers, the one that we had just created. Click on save. And as you can see, when you swap out the collection to the bestsellers, the title of the collection changed to bestsellers. So that's just how the dynamic function works. So let's come back to the feature collection, and you can adjust how the feature collection looks. So currently we are showing 8 products. So for product count, let's change to 4. And for columns, let's change to 4 as well. So this is what the mobile view looks like. And this is the desktop view. So let's click on save. So next, let me show you how to add products to your Shopify store so that we could actually see our products displayed instead of just having these mock-up photos. So depending on what supplier you use, that would be the way that you add your products. The supplier that I use is called Beauty Boss, and I highly recommend them. So they are a US-based supplier, so all your products are made and shipped in the US, so you get high quality products and also you get fast shipping. And for this tutorial, this is a supplier that we are going to use. So once you're on this page, you can just put your full name and your email. And let's click on continue the free trial. And that's one of the best things about this too, because you can get a free trial before you commit to anything. So you can try it without any risk. So let's complete this information, and then we can click on start my 5-day free trial. Alright, once you're inside of this main dashboard, to connect your Shopify store, we can just click on Connect Shopify Store here. And let's click on I have Shopify, Connect Now. And let's click on Install. Click on Install. Click on Continue. And let's click on Approve. And then you'll see your store is connected. So to add a product is very simple. We can come to the catalog tab, which is already here, and then we can choose one of these products. So for this example, let's choose the grass-fed whipped tallow. So we can click on this, click on create. You can adjust the title, the price, and also the description if you want, or you can just scroll down. And let's click on Get Free Label Design. And let's search for the tallow. So we can filter out the tallow products. We can scroll down and you could use any one of these labels. So for this example, let's go with this one. So we can click on Edit, Edit Tallow Label, click on View Template, open in Editor. So here you can customize the label. So for here, I'll put my brand, Foam and Glow. So make sure that it's one line. And you can customize the rest of the label any way you want. And let's say we are done. We can delete this layer before exporting. Click on this layer. And let's export this label. Click on Share, Download, and hit Download. And then hit save. And let's come back to Beauty Boss and click on Upload Label. And select the label and click on Open. Click on Looks Great. And in a few seconds, you will see your label uploaded. So next step is to just come down here and click on Publish Now. And it will get published and added to your Shopify store. So as you can see here, it is published. So let's click on View Product on Shopify. And here we see the product. And to access this in Shopify is very simple. Let's come back to the home page, go to Products, and you'll see the product is right here. Let's click on it. And we can preview this product. And then this is our product page. And we are going to make this even better. So now at least we have a product. So let's come back to our product listing inside of our Shopify. And to add this into a specific collection, we can come down here, go to collection, and add to bestsellers. So we can just check this box, click save, and then we can go to collection on the left hand side, go to bestsellers, and then you'll see the product is added here. And another way to add the product to your collection is to just come to this page and search up the product, and you'll be able to add it here as well. So now let's go back to our main dashboard and let's preview our online store. And this is the home page. And as you can see here, there we have our bestsellers listed. Now, in terms of designing the rest of the home page, you can come back to the editor and you can add different sections. So you can come here, you can click on add section to template. So again, these are all the different things that you can add. What I like to add though is multi-column. The image with text could look really good, as well as the icons with text. So let's go with the multi-column. So there we have the multi-column here. So let's say if we want to add another section, we can just hover over here, click on add section to template, and let's do the image with text. So here you can upload an image and also any text that you want. But for this tutorial, we are just going to keep it simple. So we are going to remove this and let's just stick with what we have here for now. So for our column section, you can put any text that you want. So let's say we are going to say made in USA. All of our products are made and shipped in the USA. So let's do high quality and customer care, that's fine. And there we have the multi-column. And in terms of the footer section, we are going to edit this later in the tutorial after we create several other pages. So hang on, we are going to come back to edit the footer section. So for now, let's come back to the product and optimize the product page. So let's click on the product. And before we proceed, let's actually hit the save button so that we can save the progress. So next, we are going to optimize the product page. So as you can see here, we are looking at the product page. We are having too many images and also too many text. So we are going to clean this up and make this product page a lot better. So the first thing, let's edit the title. So to edit the title, we can come back to the product section, right? Just click on product and go to click on the product listing. For the product title, let's go with this. It's more descriptive and specific. And in terms of the description, we are going to simplify this. So instead of having this much text, let's select this, erase this, and replace it with something more simple. So I would just list out all the benefits in a very concise and simple way. And in terms of the images, we have like so many images here, right? So let's click on this and let's remove some of the images. So I would say let's have about 6 images. I think that's like a good sweet spot. So these are redundant. So we are just going to check these check boxes, right? The ones that you actually want to delete. So let's leave this one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's go with that 6 photos. So the rest, I'm going to just select it and click on remove. And you can also arrange the photos by just dragging them in order. And the first one would be the main product photo. So I like this one maybe as the main one because I think that looks better. All right, so that would be the second one, third one, fourth one, and the rest here. So I think that looks really good. And in terms of the pricing, so we could, let's say, list it for $35 and compared price, we could do maybe 50. And then let's save this and preview this. So here's what we have so far. It's a lot cleaner. And let's look at the mobile view. This is what it looks like. So in mobile view, it's like a slideshow in terms of the photo. So that already looks really nice. And I think the texts are too close together. So let's edit the text. So let's add a line in the middle. So we have more spacing in between the text. Click on save. And this is what it looks like. So I think that's a little bit better. So on this first line here, let's go with heading 4. So it could be bigger. And we add a space in the middle. Click on save. And let's see what it looks like. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So that has more spacing. So I think it looks better that way. So let's scroll back up and go to desktop view. So next, let's come down here and let's add a section. So you could either click on add section to template here, or you can simply just come here to the left hand side and click on add section. And let's scroll down and let's add icons with text. So here we have the icon. So in the first one, so I already have my own image icon. So I would just click on select, add file. And these are the images that I already have. And again, I get these from Envato. So let's add this. Let's select this one. Click on done. And for this one, I like to say clean ingredients. Can eliminate this small text. And let's make this text a little bit smaller. So let's go with heading 4. And let's make this icon a little bit bigger. So let's go 48. Maybe a little bit bigger. So let's go 54. So I think that's a good proportion. Let's check the mobile view. Yeah, that looks good. So for the second one, let's select this icon. And I will select this USA flag. I will delete this more text. This one as well. Let's remove this. And for the text here, I will say proudly made in USA. And let's match the size. And this one would be 54 pixel. So they are all matching. For the last one, let's click on icon, click on select. Now we add the file. And let's click done. And for the text, I would say 100% cruelty free. And make this heading 4. Again, so they all matches. So this icon is a little bit smaller. So I will make this bigger so that they are more proportionate. So now they are all straight. Let's check the mobile view. Let's make this 64. So that way it's more straight. As you can see, this one, it's still a little bit off, right? This one is higher. So what we can do is just select this group. And let's add a little bit padding on the top. So that way everything is straight. So let's check the mobile view. That looks good as well. And I would like to add a little bit padding here on the bottom. Let's do a little bit more padding so there's more space. It just looks better that way. I think a little bit more. That's great. Let's double check on the desktop view. That's awesome. And let's click on save. So next, let's go ahead to add another section here. Add section to template. And let's go with image with text. And for the heading here, let's say key benefits. And for the image here, let's click on select, add files. And I already have this image ready here. I will just upload it and click on done. So I will want to maybe crop this a little bit. So let's click on edit image and crop and transform. Let's click on free transform and let's make this just slightly more narrow. Click on apply, save. Let's exit the screen and let's remove this shop now button. Let's click on this text and then replace it with whatever you want. This is what I have so far. And I would like to add a little bit spacing here. So for the padding on the top, I would just add a little bit more padding. And then when you're done, just click on save. And double check the mobile view. And that's what we have so far. And again, let's add a little bit more padding on this section so we have more space. So let's increase this to 90 pixel. And as you can see, we have more space here on the bottom. And let's hit save. So let's preview this. So here we have the product page. That looks a little bit weird. Let's select this text. So for the layout, let's go with fill for the width, and for max width, let's click none. And let's click save. And I think that will fix the text dimension. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better. So I think the image is still a little bit too big. So we can come back here. Custom width, let's actually do 68. Refresh this page so that we have a small image. So what I would do here, I would say I would add a little bit more space here and make this image a little bit smaller. So I think you can just play around when you design your website to what fits you. So for the padding for the icons with text, so on the top I would just increase the padding. And as you can see, there's like more white space on the top, right? And for this white space, I also want a little bit more on the top. So I'll just increase this. And there we have more space over here. So you have like more space to separate the section. And again, you want to just make sure the mobile looks good as well. In terms of this image, we can make this even smaller. So let's do 50% in custom width. And then click on save. And let's go ahead to preview this. So I think everything is much more proportioned and nicer. And in terms of the mobile view, and this is what we're looking at. So next we are going to work on the footer. So let's come back to the Shopify dashboard and go to online store. And let's click on pages. So here we are going to create a few pages so that we can link it in our footer. So let's click on add page. So let's add a about us page. So for the title, we'll put about us, and let's just click on save for now. So this is going to be your about us page where you can talk about your brand. So for visibility, you could check visible and click on save. Let's come back out to the pages, and we already have a contact page. Let's click on this and let's make it contact us. That sounds a little bit better. So let's click on save. For the contact page, let's view it, and it should already have like a form already embedded. So that's already set up. So next, let's come to settings. And let's go to policies. So this is where we can set up the privacy policy, the return and refund policy, the shipping policy, as well as the terms of service. So these are all required. So let's first click on the return and refund policy. you could click on Insert Template. So you could review this, and you want to make sure that the email is correct, and also insert your return address here. And when you're done, you can just click on Publish. And let's click on Privacy Policy. So this should already be generated. As you can see here, the Use Automated policy is already checked. So you can review this if you want. And just make sure the contact information is up to date. Next, let's click on Terms of Service. Again, click on Insert Template. Make sure that your contact information here is correct. And when you're done, just click on Publish. So next, you want to set up your shipping policy. So that ultimately depends on your specific shipping policy. So I would just list the information out. Next, let's click on Contact Information. Click on Insert Template. And again, make sure that your name, your phone number, email, and physical address is all up to date. When you're done, just click on Publish. So next, we can close this. And let's go to Content. And let's click on Menus. Let's create menus. And for the name for this one, let's go with Main Menu. And under Menu Items, let's click on Add Menu Item. So for the first label, let's name it Home. The link would be Homepage. Let's add another menu item. And let's name it Catalog. And for the link, that would be All Products. And let's click on Add Menu Item. And let's go with Contact. And for the link, let's go to Pages. And it would be the Contact Us page. So let's save this. So here we have the main menu. So next we are going to create the footer menu. So let's go to Create Menu. And for the name, let's name it Footer Menu. For the menu item, let's go with Contact. And this will link to the Contact Us page. So let's go to Pages and select Contact Us, add menu item. So for this label, let's go with Privacy Policy and go to Link, and we can select Policies, and you can just select Privacy Policy. Let's click on Add Menu Item, and let's name this Refund Policy. And under Link, let's go to Policy and just select Refund Policy. And then the next one, let's click on Add Menu Item, and let's name this Terms of Service. And under the link, go to Policy and select Terms of Service. And we're done. And let's click on Save. And let's go back to the menu pages. Let's refresh this. And there we have our footer menu. So next, let's come back to our editor and go to our footer section. So let's click on this. And for the color scheme, let's click on Scheme 5 so that we have a darker background. I think that looks nicer. And for the footer utility, let's say if you want to remove the Powered by Shopify, you can just click on this and just uncheck this. And then you'll see the Powered by Shopify would be removed. And depending on if you want to show any of these social icons, so for me, I want to remove YouTube. I want to remove X. I want to remove Facebook. And for now, I'll leave my Instagram and also TikTok. And to link it to your social page, you can just click on the icon. And then here is where you could link it to your page. So for the terms and policies, there should already be a link here that will link to all the different policies. So let's take a look at mobile. Let's come down here. So I would say I would add a little bit padding on the top. So I would just click on the footer section and add some padding. So let's go with 35, maybe a little bit more. Let's go 50 pixel. So that way we have a little bit space on the top. It just looks nicer. And this is the desktop view. So there we have the footer section. And to add any section, you can just hover over this area, click on add section to footer, or you can just come to the left hand side and click on add section. When you're done, remember to hit save, and we have the footer completed. So here we are looking at the product pages. So let's add one more section here. So let's come here, click on add section to template. Let's come down here and select rich text. Select this area. So for the height, let's go with auto. Let's remove this button. And let's click on the heading. So for the text, let's erase this. And let's put 100% money back guaranteed. So let's make this a little bit smaller. I think that's a good size. And for the text here, let's highlight this and paste this. And we are going to go with not happy with your purchase, get a refund, no questions asked. So this way we can take away the risk that the customer might be thinking. That's what I like to do. Let's click on this. So for the scheme, we can select maybe scheme 2. So that would be like a little off-white color. And let's add a divider here on the bottom. Add section to template. Let's add a divider. And for the divider, let's click on this and select scheme 2. I think that looks okay. And let's duplicate this and put one on the top. So something like that, I think it looks nice. And let's reduce the top padding. Okay, and let's reduce this bottom padding. So that's what it looks like now. Let's look on mobile. And obviously you can play around with it and make it look the way that you want. So let's click on save. So next let's exit this. And let's add a review app. So to add a product review app, we can just click on apps. And let's search for judge.me. So this is a free review app that you can install. So let's click on this. Let's click on install. And click on install. You want to select your language. So I will just stick with English and click on start setup. And then on this page, you can click on enable app embed. And then you'll see that it's enabled. So let's come here on the product page. Let's come here on the bottom. Let's click on add section. And let's click on apps. And let's click on review widget. And then you'll see the customer review. Okay, let's come back to the mobile view. That's what it's going to look like. So having reviews is always good because many buyers will rely on reviews to make the purchase. So let's click on save. Next, let's exit this and let's come to settings. And let's click on shipping and delivery. So this is where you can set up your shipping and delivery details. And again, this will depend on how you want to ship your items. So I would definitely want to set this up. Next important step is come to domain. So right now, as you can see, our domain is this letters and numbers .myshopify.com, which is not a professional domain. So what you want to do is to either buy a new domain or connect to an existing domain if you already have one. So let's click on buy new domain, and you can just search up your store's name. So for me, it's Farm and Glow, and then you'll be able to find the available domain for purchase. Okay, so that's what I would do so that your site can look professional. And the next step is to come to payments, and you want to make sure that you have Shopify payments set up. So I'll just click on complete account setup. It takes just a few minutes in order to set this up so you can accept payments on your store. And the very last step before you launch is to remove your password. So currently you see that our website is password protected. So what you want to do is to just click on remove password, and then you see that your online store is open to everyone. Access to your online store is no longer restricted. So let's click on view store, and then you see your website live. And let's click on the product page. Everything looks good. This is how you can design and launch your Shopify store.